So when we first log into OrderHarmony, the first page you see is the dashboard, and this gives you a overview of everything that's been happening on your account, including some reports and charting and a timeline of recent events each member of your team has been doing on your account. There's two other important links on this page, which is the support link up here top right. If you click support, then you get a message box that goes that basically sends a message into OrderHarmony's support team. So you just type your message there, hit send, and that goes directly into the ticket system, and we can reply straight into your account and pop up a reply and help you out as quick as we can. The other one is the docs link. That takes you out to the OrderHarmony help site, where we've got an ever-growing list of help articles that we've written to help you help answer your questions. How does the value of stock I owed? Can I change purchase order dates? These are examples of questions that we've answered on that site, and that's all searchable, of course. Anyway, back to the dashboard. This is the main navigation at the top, which shows you the different sections of the app. There's the dashboard, customers, sales orders, products, purchase orders, and reports, and the search. Search is always available, and it covers most parts of the site. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about creating sales orders. First thing we do is click on sales orders up here in the navigation, and we're looking at the list of sales orders which are ready to ship. We can change that list by just clicking on these filters here. We can look at all orders, we can look at new orders, etc. And of course you can sort them as you would expect. What we'll do next is create a sales order, and one pattern that you should spot is that the green buttons are generally the normal flow through OrderHarmony. So I'm going to click on create order, and we're now looking at a brand new sales order. It's order number 12 and the status is new. So the first thing we'll do is we'll assume that this is a repeat business with a customer that we already know about, so we can find that customer by name. So we have a customer called Caitlin, and of course once you've chosen the customer, we already know the shipping addresses that are associated with that customer, so we can easily grab one of those. And the next thing is to start adding product to the sales order. So we're going to search for a product called widget for the demo, and this product is sold for £10, and the stock quantities are all shown here, so we know that there are 1,000 in stock in the warehouse, but 0 are allocated to customers, so there's actually 1,000 available to sell. We'll put 10 on. So you get that instant view that the item's in stock and ready to ship it. So the next point is, if you need to, you can change the quantities. If you make a mistake, we can also change the pricing, customer different pricing. So that's the item added to a sales order. At this point, we'll accept the sales order, and now it's ready to ship at a later date. Okay, so this is a simple sales order in that everything is in stock and we're shipping it straight away. So the next thing to do is hit the green create shipment button. So we're now looking at shipment number 3, which is a new shipment, and we can see that associated with the shipment we know which order it came from, and we know who the customer is and where the shipment is going to. So OrderHarmony tells us that there are 11 of this widget need to be picked for the shipment, and the shortcut way to do it is just to hit dispatch whole shipment, and that's the whole operation done in one go. So we'll do that this time. Shipment 3 is now dispatched, and we can see that the items are all picked. If we go and look on the shipment history at the bottom, we can see that the shipment was picked and dispatched. We know the times, and we know who was responsible for each action. We can also produce a delivery note. So the delivery note, this is a PDF document. We can get your logo up here, and you can add any kind of boilerplate text that you need to attach to the delivery note, and we can see the lines that are on the shipment, and you can customize that. We can also email that out to the customer just hit send email, and that gets sent out to the customer as a PDF. But we'll close that for now. Let's jump back into the sales order. Well, you'll notice that the shipment is now dispatched. So we're looking at the sales order, but the sales order is now closed. And the reason that's closed is, of course, that the only line on the order is shipped. And so OrderHarmony, if we look in the history, order 12 was closed because all the items have been shipped. So we've closed that order and it's disappeared from the work queue. So we've already seen a simple sales order that was all shipped at once. Next, we'll talk about how to part ship a sales order so that you create multiple shipments from a single sales order and ship them when you're ready. So the first thing is create an order. That's done in exactly the same way as any other order. Choose a customer. And this time we'll add 2 lines. So we've now got a couple of lines on the order. Again, they're both in stock, but this time we're only going to ship part of the order. Next step is to accept the sales order and create a shipment. So now we're looking at a new shipment, and both items are on the shipment because they're both in stock. It's quite simple to do a part ship. All we do is start picking. Rather than click dispatch whole shipment, we choose start picking, and we just pick the line that we want to send. Today we'll choose widget, and we'll pick all 10. So we can now see that the widgets are all on picked item. It is on the unpicked item. And the next step is just finish picking and dispatch. Now we get a warning. OrderHarmony reminds us that we didn't pick the whole order, but we're happy with that. Dispatch. And now if we jump back into the sales order, we can now see on the sales order line we've got part of the order shipped. We even get a link out to the shipment that's responsible, and also the sales order line for the Amazon 600 is still waiting. So later on that day or another day entirely, we just click create shipment again on the same order. We're looking at a new shipment, and again start picking, pick, finish picking, dispatch. So that shipment is now dispatched. See here, we jump back into the order. The line is now shipped and the order's. So that was a quick demo of part picking and dispatching twice from the same set. Okay, so next I'm going to show you how to handle back orders. So a back order is where we sell stock that we don't necessarily have on hand, but then we ship to the customer as soon as stock arrives. So for this example, we need a product that we don't have in stock. So if we find our gadget 1, there is 0 in stock. You see up here, they're out in the warehouse, and the product is completely out of stock. But we can still sell it. So what we do, again, sales orders, create order, and customer. And now we'll add the gadget sales order. So even though the item is out of stock, we can go into what we call negative stock and deal with it. So the line is now on the sales order, and click on accept. Now sales order 14, if we go into the sales order list and we look at the ready to ship list, sales order 14 doesn't appear. Obviously it's not ready to ship because we don't have stock yet. Now here's where the reorder report comes in. If we jump into reports and then reorder report, this report gives us all of the items that we need to order from our supplier. So down here at the bottom is gadget 1. You can see that there's 0 in stock, but we've actually allocated 10 to the sales order, which leaves negative 10 unallocated. So we know we need to reorder some. So all we do now is drill down into Acme Wholesale, So this is the exact same report, but only showing items you can purchase from Acme Wholesale. Grab all of those, click on reorder, and we're given the choice: are we adding to an existing purchase order, or are we creating a new one? For the sake of the demo, we're going to create a new one. And here we are. We're now looking at purchase order 4, brand new purchase order, and there are some lines on it already. So rather than have to build this up by hand, OrderHarmony's taken a calculated guess at which products you want to see on that sales order, on the purchase order, sorry. And down here is gadget 1, and there are 10 of those on the PO already. So we don't need to keep any in stock, but we need 10 to sell to customers. So it's simple as we won't change this purchase order this time, but we'll open it, and OrderHarmony now considers that purchase order to be inbound from your supplier. We can quickly email that out to the supplier. Again, PDF document showing what's on the PO, and we also have a plain text email. You can customize this again, so we can send that straight out to the supplier, but this time as it is. Now you might want to track the date that the purchase order is expected. So let's say this one arrives in a week, and that information is used elsewhere in the system. But for now, let's fast forward a week, and the delivery arrives from your supplier into your warehouse. And what we'll do, we'll grab all of these items and receive those lines. Of course, if you only receive a part shipment from your supplier, then we can do a detailed of exactly what you did receive. But in this case, we'll keep it simple. We'll receive everything. So we now have a bunch of lines on this purchase order, and there's nothing outstanding left on the PO. So we can close that PO. Now what's happened is we've now added those 10 gadgets, amongst other things, to your stock levels. So again, on the all stock report, the gadget 1 is now at a quantity of 10, but we've still got 10 allocated. Now we don't need to remember which orders they were allocated to, because now if we click on the sales order tab, order number 14, which wasn't on the ready to ship list before, is now ready to ship, of course, because we've got this. So we jump into there. That line is now in stock, and again, exactly the same as before, create shipment. This time we'll dispatch the whole shipment. It's gone back into the order. The order is closed, and on the ready to ship list, it's disappeared. It's now off your to-do list. So we just showed you the creation of a back order, creating the PO directly from the reorder report, sending it to the supplier, and then dispatching the sales orders which were waiting on that stock straight out to the customer as soon as you were ready. Okay, next I'd like to demonstrate a section of OrderHarmony. So we just hit the customer tab here on the navigation, and we're looking at your customer database. Of course, when you're setting up, we can import a list of customers from spreadsheets, and at any point you can create a new customer just by filling. Now if we jump into a customer record, we'll look at Caitlin here. So we've got contact details you can maintain. These are all searchable, of course, from anywhere in the app. Contact details, you can send an email direct from this link, and we store the list of customer addresses. So any addresses that the customer gets deliveries sent to, we can add any number of delivery addresses and so on. Also here we've got a link through to any customer orders that we've already had for Caitlin. Just jump into those orders and jump back. So we keep everything all associated together. If you need to, you can create an order straight from this page. Okay, so here's a quick introduction to OrderHarmony's product section. So we just hit the products link in the navigation, and here's your product data. Now, when you're first setting up, it's very easy to import a big list of products, CSV file, etc., and you can easily add a product. All we really need is a name, a product code, which should be unique for each product, and a price list, and a price. So what we'll do here is we'll have a quick look the widget, which we've already got set up. This product, you can see straight away how many are in stock. We can see how many are allocated to customers and how many you've got on order from suppliers already. The other information we've got is product data, product code, name, manufacturer, which you can think of as brand, and the description if you need it, and also who are your suppliers for this product. So you can have multiple suppliers and buy in different quantities for different prices, the same product, but you add those. The other information you might need is a list of open sales orders for a given product, and also we've got multiple price lists. So at the moment we've got a standard pricing here of £10. If we add a price, you can choose a different price list and have a different price for your wholesale customer, pay £5. So you can easily maintain different pricing. So there's a lot of information you can add to your product database, and it's all searchable. Okay, so we're going to take a more detailed look into OrderHarmony's purchase order feature. So the purchase order list is available on the main application, and here's a list of current purchase orders. You can filter that list very easily, and of course the green button is to create a new. When you create a purchase order, you're choosing the supplier from your list and hit create. Now this one, there's already a new purchase order open for the supplier, so the idea is that you can keep adding things to a purchase order and then send it off at the end of the week. In this case we'll create a new purchase order, and this is a blank PO, and to add items to the PO you just start typing in product codes and add them, no problem. Now the other things you can do with a purchase order is we can change the delivery expected date. So this is when you're advised by your supplier that the goods will arrive in a week, we can update that date here. Now that information is used by OrderHarmony to change your estimated shippable date on the sales order. So if you get a customer inquiring when their order will be ready to ship, OrderHarmony does that calculation for you. You can also deliver to any number of different delivery addresses. So if you've got more than one warehouse, we can get that order delivered to whichever one you choose, and that information is then used on the paperwork and on the email. So the other features here are we can add a note to the purchase order. When you do that, this note, you can include it in the PO's printouts and in the emails, and any member of your team can add a note and you'll know who's created it. The other one is attaching a file. Now people use this if you need detailed specifications or drawings attached to a purchase order. You just click that link, upload the file, and then we can even embed those files in the emails that we send to your supplier. So supplier's always got access to files that are associated with the purchase order. So the email print button again generates these PDFs, and you can customize the template here and customize the plain text that goes out and send that whenever you want. So the next step is just to open the PO and wait for delivery. As soon as it's received, we can receive the whole line. We can also receive part of the line. So if we received a part delivery on this line, instead of 100 we received 90. So we received that stock, and we now have 10 outstanding on the purchase order. So that keeps track of everything that you're waiting on for that supplier. Additionally, there's a report in the purchasing report, which is the supplier on order value, and this can show you for a given supplier, this can show you how much value of stock you're waiting on from each supplier. And there's also the PO slippage report, which shows you any purchase orders which are getting later from your suppliers as you adjust the expected delivery date. While you're waiting on stock from your suppliers, you can look at the all stock report and indeed filter by the name of the supplier. So we can now see all the SKUs supplied by Acme Wholesale, and we can also see that there are 209 on order of that particular SKU from that supplier. So if we click through to the SKU, we can see that Acme is the supplier, and we can even use the supplier's product code. So if your supplier refers to a product with one code and you sell it with a different code, then we can map those together. So this is the supplier product, and this is where we use supplier's product code and our product code. So that's the purchase order feature. Okay, so I'm going to take you through OrderHarmony's report section. And the advantage of using OrderHarmony's reports is that as you process your sales orders and your purchase orders, then OrderHarmony's reports give you business intelligence about your business that you can act upon to help you grow faster. So one of the most important reports is the sales report. And this breaks down sales by product. So you can dial in a date range and look at all the sales over a certain date range. And of course there's lots of filters. You can filter by customer or supplier, and of course, as with most of our reports, you can download that as a CSV file and export that however you like into Excel, etc. So there's some other useful reports, including the bestseller report. Now this will show you how sales are ramping up of newer products. You can easily rank it by sales in a month, etc., and use that information so you've got enough stock on hand for your fastest selling products. Additionally, there's the customer value report, and this is gives you an idea of which customer is responsible for the most revenue in your business. And again, you can dial in a date range to get the most up-to-date information. Stock take report. This is how to do a quick update of all your stock levels in your business. So periodically you're likely to take a stock take from your warehouse, and what we can do here is just download this data as a CSV file into Excel. Then you can update any quantities that have changed and just upload that file back into OrderHarmony, and instantly we'll have the up-to-date stock levels for each product. So that's a quick overview of some of the reports. There's lots of them, and we're constantly adding reports to give you more and more intelligence